Member from Huron-Bruce.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Premier. The 2009 Green Energy Act stripped away local autonomy from communities across Ontario, and we all know how that has negatively impacted Ontarians as well as their hydro bills. Now, Speaker, the Premier is continuing to thumb her nose at communities by just this spring ripping the community impact of school closures out of the ARC review process. And as a result, Speaker, this Premier is choosing to make another mistake by ignoring the negative community impacts that will occur when she rips the heart out of communities like in Paisley and Chesley by closing their schools. Speaker, will the Premier commit today to a moratorium on school closures and to fixing these arbitrary guidelines?
Minister of Education.
Minister of Education.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I think that it's important to recognize that the pupil accommodation review guidelines is really giving our school boards, our local school boards, a tool so that they can engage in conversation with the local community when a tough decision like closing or consolidating a school has to be made. And you know, Mr. Speaker, I went through this process in my own community, and yes, the conversations were difficult. But what happened at the end of the day is that our students were able to actually move to other locations that had better programming, because we were able to take those investments in those savings and provide a more diverse set of options for students in terms of their programming. So this is all about ensuring that we make the right sets of investments so that our students can get the best learning outcomes possible, Mr. Speaker. And in order to do that, a decision has to be made locally.
Supplementary.